What's good, Raider Nation? In week 3, the Raiders unfortunately fell to the Commanders in a devastating 41-24 loss. Who is to blame? Let's talk about it.
Monday Night Madness is where your voice takes the mic. This platform is for the dysfunctionally passionate Raider fan to provide their overreactive analysis, provide their emotional persuasiveness, and a chance to be grossly opinionated. When you take the mic, your hot take doesn't necessarily reflect the beliefs of all of Raider Nation or of this show. There might be cussing, arguing, and fans appearing on camera that aren't camera ready. Everyone is welcome to take the mic and join the madness.
If there's anything we've ever done that I'm particularly proud of, I would have to say that the perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders, to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
I think this journey is the most special because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunity playing in high school and college and then pro and then being injured and then starting coaching as a young coach.
Can portray me any way they want because I don't give a damn. I am what I am, and until those people touch me close enough, they'll never know what I am. If they want to see me in this interview or in a newspaper article and say, what's the matter with this guy? Let them say it. But don't you analyze me and don't you tell me what I am until you get close enough to understand what I am. Then you can make an analysis of me. But don't you dare do it until that.
Clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over. Run through a motherfucker face.
The mental side of the game is taking me to the next level, and it's true confidence. It's feeding your brain elite of elite. And as I always talk about 1% and more is required, and I always say these things, but it's what I live. I see it everywhere I go because you have to constantly train your mind for greatness.
What's good, Raider Nation? Welcome to Monday Night Madness, where your voice takes the mic, the show where we want to hear from you. You don't want to hear from us. Just like those outspoken Raiders that you just saw, we want you to take the mic. So click on the link on the top of the chat there to join the conversation. What's good, Omar?
Man, recovering. I had to stop watching all football after that game. It was hard to watch, man. It was hard to watch.
And we are going to talk about who is to blame for that abysmal performance yesterday, the O-line issues, but there was some positives that we're going to go over as well. Of course, Tre Tucker did shine in the performance yesterday. Remember, light that torch, hit that like button, and you can subscribe to this channel and become a member. It's free to subscribe. But Omar, take it away. What is your hot take for yesterday's performance?
Okay, well, I guess one, gotta give Tre Tucker a shout out. Start with the positives. My man got over 100 yards. I think all the touchdowns went to. He caught 3 touchdowns, I believe. So got to give a shout out to Tre Tucker. I think yesterday was the best running outing we've seen from Genty. I think he ran for 68 yards. Wasn't great.
Right.
But we got to fall in love with, 5-yard gains so that we can get the big ones. And they just got to keep feeding the kid, man. Some of the plays was hard to watch where the blocks just weren't there. You know what I mean? It's crazy to see how defenders are shedding blocks and they're already in the backfield. The kid can't even take a couple of steps, and he already have a couple of defenders in his face. So, to me, I saw some improvement in the run game, and that's bad. Saying that 68 yards is improvement in the run game. Okay,
yeah.
So I'm not sitting here blindlessly trying to be positive. I'm just trying to say that I saw some progress, but not near enough. Of course, not near enough. Defense. I can tackle better than what I saw yesterday. I mean, seriously. The big plays, to me, the majority of the big plays by Washington was due to bad angles, bad tackling, amongst other things. But yeah, and we know the other thing is our O-line, man. So I mean, that kind of just sums it up. I was mentioning last week when you and Scotty was on the show, saying, "Hey, 2 tight end sets. You know, what a better way to help out a struggling offensive line than have 2 tight ends." And in my opinion, we got 2 of the best tight ends in the league. Why not have your best players out there, especially in a situation where your offensive line is struggling? So to me, there's some coaching issues there. You're not getting enough pressure.
I was going to say, let's a little bit more. It, right? There are definitely some coaching issues. There were a lot of problems for the Raiders.
Definitely.
So who is to blame for this abysmal performance? If you're playing along with us tonight, the drinking game alert is abysmal every time we say you know what to do, because it was bad. It was bad. I don't know that any of us predicted for the Raiders to win that game. We certainly thought we had a better chance once Jaden Daniels went down, but I don't think anyone thought it was going to be that bad. I mean,
imagine how bad it would have been with Jaden Daniels. Jesus Christ.
I mean, the Raiders finally kind of got over that 21-point hump. They got up to 24 points, but they still gave up 41 points. They made their special teams look outstanding.
Yeah, every group lost. All 3 groups lost. Special teams, offense, and defense, all lost. It was definitely a group effort from coaching down.
A group effort. That's one way to put it. That is definitely one way to put it. Yeah, a group effort in losing. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of blame to go around, right? It's like we can't really point a finger here. Obviously, the O-line has issues. I thought the play calling from both Chip Kelly and Patrick Graham on both sides of the ball was pretty terrible. I don't know. I don't have any fixes or anything, but we're going to kind of go over a little bit of the key moments here. So the Commanders obviously had a big day rushing, 201 yards on the ground in the game, showing us that's really good. And I think they had 400 total yards. And I don't know the exact number on how many yards they gave away on special teams, but they had really good field percentage almost every time. Scotty will be on here with us later. He has said this before, making quarterbacks that are good but not great look like Hall of Famers, and that we did it again with Marcus Mariota. He really stepped up in Jaden Daniels' absence, and the Raiders had no answer for him. They couldn't stop him. He was running. He was kind of doing whatever he wanted to do. That's what I saw anyway. The Raiders defense obviously struggled. One positive, right? We got Max got a sack in there. We're trying to find positives where we can, people. Okay. There wasn't a lot of, we're trying to find where we can. And then, as you said, Omar, of course, we had the really good performance by Tre Tucker with the 3 touchdowns. And we are going to add him now because he's probably got a lot to weigh in on here. Arthur, welcome to the show, my friend.
What's up, Arthur?
How we doing, man? So I agree though. I want to start positive. The only thing we can say positively is the Tre Tucker performance. I know I've been waiting to see something out of him like that. I didn't think he was going to break out like that, but I think it's great to see him really start to shine a little bit and maybe get a name for himself, because I've always known what type of player he is. But man, where do we start? The defense really disappointed me. I think going into that game, we all know Mariota, and I felt like that Patrick Graham should have known that they wanted to run the ball, and that should have been the emphasis. That's the strength of our defense, I believe, anyways, is our run defense. And I think there should have been an emphasis all week long on knowing that you're going against Mariota. He's a running quarterback. Chip Kelly knows him. Patrick Graham knows him from him being a Raider. Chip Kelly had him in Oregon. There's a lot of coaches on this staff that know Mariota's tendencies and what he wants to do. And we should have been really focusing on the run. And I don't think we should have to focus on tackling at this point in the season, but it should have been some emphasis on, hey, we got to tackle people. We got to wrap up. They're going to want to run the ball with no Jaden Daniels. Brennan Carroll, P ain't going to fire his son, but god dang, that O-line is abysmal. I don't understand why we're trying to run to the interior part of our line, which is terrible right now. I know you guys talked about on the show last week about starting JPJ at center, who didn't even start the game. I don't understand how he's out there on special teams during kicks. I saw him during some of the, the field goals, but he's not out there starting the game. If he can play, and I get it, they're trying to take it easy with him with the whole concussion thing, but if he can play out there during field goals, he should be able to be on, be playing or be a part of the game. But it's Pete's son that's the offensive line coach, and I don't know what's going to happen there. Joe Philbin's still a part of this team. Joe Philbin was the offensive line coach, took over, midway through last season. And so, he knows this O-line. I don't understand why we still have Meredith at center and JPJ either not in the game or playing guard. I think just making that change would be huge. Genty looked better at times, but same thing. We got to get that kid in space. I was texting you during the game, Omar, for weeks. We have to get him in space. We got to get him to the outside. We got to let him work. We got to let him play to his strengths. Trying to run between an offensive, the interior of our offensive line that we talked about it yesterday in text, Omar. There's 2 to 3 guys in the backfield. Right? 2 to 3 guys every time the ball is snapped, whether Geno's trying to throw or we're trying to run. There's 2 to 3 guys in the backfield. So get him out in space, make them run to him, let him do what he does. So that's got to get better.
Well, yeah, speaking of that, let's go over some of his numbers, right? Because he did have 17 carries. Last week he had 11. We were mentioning that, on average, I think Scotty wanted more, but I was saying 17, 18, 19 carries. So he's right around there. But he only had 63 yards on those 17 carries, averaging 3.7 yards per attempt. That's just really not going to do the trick with the longest run being 18 yards, that's great. But, that's 1 out of 17. So we've got to get him, I think, even more carries, but then there's got to be more productivity than 63 yards on 17 carries, especially when one of them was a big chunk of that, right? 18 yards.
Yeah, and I think the other one was like a 10-yard.
Over 50% of his carries, he's met by a defender in the backfield.
Yes.
You can't expect, anyone. Bo Jackson couldn't have done anything.
Right. I get it, and the comments aren't to him. I get it's not a him thing, right? It's an abysmal effort by the team and an O-line that doesn't allow these things to happen. I get the bigger picture of it, but yeah, this definitely has to improve.
Yeah, and I think definitely coaching is not helping. Whether it's Brennan, whether it's Chip. Kelly, between the two of them, coaching is not helping. You are 100%. Not. You have a bad line, and come on, you got. Yes, a lot of it to me on certain things I've seen are players. When I mentioned that earlier, when I see a defender easily shedding a block, that player is not playing well.
Yeah. Well, I said it when they first signed him. Alex Kappa is not the answer. He was garbage in Cincinnati last year. I thought it was a bad signing, and now we're seeing that it's a bad signing. He's just not it. And I don't know. Like I said, we saw what this offensive line was the final second half of last season with JPJ at center, Meredith at guard, at left guard, Colton Miller at left tackle. You had Parham at right guard, and then DJ Glaze at right tackle. That's what this offensive line was second half of the season, and it was a lot stronger, and it looked good. That's kind of what I expected it to be going into this season, and all of a sudden, it's like, Brandon Carroll comes along, and he's like, no, we're going to switch this up, and it's like, why? Why are we switching things up when we had some continuity going last year? Let's keep that continuity going. Let's, now we have a dynamic running back. We have a quarterback that if we block and give him some time, he can actually make some plays, and let's keep things going.
Yeah, and let me say hi to some of these chats and get to some of these comments here. But yeah, all great points, and we're going to talk about Geno's performance a little bit later as well. Raider Travis, what's up? Thanks for being a member of this show, of this channel. We appreciate you. Mother Moon in the building. Rafa, what's good? Sup, y'all? Rafa on the building. Hey, come and join us. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Anyone can join us, of course. Join the mic. The link is up there. April, this is not a time to be gloating, okay? This is not a time to be gloating.
It's not a Geno problem. It's not a Geno problem.
You know what? And I was going to say this with confidence. Even AOC would look even worse back there.
Yes,
He will look
absolutely.
even worse.
100%.
I mean,
It's not a Geno
seriously.
problem, April.
Yeah.
It is an offensive line problem.
So,
Raider Paul in the building. What's good? Appreciate everyone being in here. Yes, Mother Moon. Thanks for the reminder. If you want to enter to win the raffle, we're raffling off 2 tickets to the Cowboys Raiders game, Monday Night Football. I think it's November 17th. Check
I'll be
Spicy
there.
fan page if you want to enter that raffle. It's only $10 per entry, and the tickets are going for over $500 each. So even if you can't go, pay $10. Maybe you win, flip them, make $1,000. It's a little gambling, Vegas style. April, I don't know. We're already called. She says bye, Chip. Are we already calling
No.
for firings here? Week 3.
No.
Is this? And I'm not saying just April. I'm not saying this is an April thing. This is like a Raider Nation fan base thing, right?
No.
As soon as the Raiders start losing, they immediately want people fired.
Right.
That's not the sentiments of this show, but I know it's coming, and it's
I mean,
probably already out there. Look, got you
and
stuttering.
right? And to quickly speak on that is that, this time last year we struggled. The last thing we want to do is start all over again and then have guys slowly getting into a system, struggling again. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Yes, we would love to bring in a new coach and have that overnight success. But that doesn't happen all the time. So we're just gonna have to grind it out. We gotta grind it out.
Expectations. I don't think I never think immediately firing people's a good response to a loss. It's going to take time. We got to manage expectations. This is a 2-3 year process that we've got to give these guys, unfortunately. ASAP, Hood, Goat, Baha, Spicy Raider Girl. Big fan, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Zay, what's good? Pete, a Hall of Fame coach, but he lost it. Everything Hawks fans said have been same here. Bad tackling, bad O-line, outdated defensive scheme, and a very undisciplined reason I didn't want Pete. Either one of you want to respond to Zay's comment here?
It's just week 3.
Yeah.
Yes, bad tackling. Bad tackling to me lost that game because it gave up a lot of big plays. That first guy's got to make that tackle. But when you bring in a bunch of free agents, I think every linebacker Sunday was a free agent just brought in. Give it some time. Like I said, I'm going to go back to what I just said. Unfortunately, we're not getting that overnight success that we want. I think it'll get better. I do think there needs to be some better play calling to put these guys in a little bit better position. But we've seen a Patrick Graham defense look really good. We have. We've seen it before. Now we just want to see it consistently, and he's starting over back. We got new defenders in the backfield. We got new linebackers. We got new defensive tackles. I mean, who was there from last year that's starting on our defense?
Right. Well, and my thing is I never put bad tackling on coaching. I mean, you're getting paid to do a job. That's a player problem.
These guys been playing this shit. They've been playing football their whole life.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? You got to tackle.
Got to tackle. Got to wrap up. That's not a coaching problem. That's a player problem, and that's every man on that defense that needs to basically look themselves in the mirror today and step up and say, yeah, that's on me. That's not on the coaches. As far as, like you said, I agree with you.
Might be the GM. If it continues, maybe a GM problem from bringing in some guys that couldn't tackle.
Sure, right. But that goes back to the players themselves and not the coaching. I agree. The Patrick Graham scheme, we've seen it work. And I mean, and it's overreaction Monday, I guess, that we're all going to overreact here. But Washington's a good team. I mean, it's not like we lost to a slouch team. They were in the NFC Championship last year for a reason. Yeah, they were playing a backup quarterback, but that's still a good team that we went against on the road, a short week on the East Coast. I mean, all the factors that the NFL put against us, because that's what they're doing is, hey, the Raiders play on Monday night, and then let's let them fly out to the East Coast on a short week and play a team that was in the NFC Championship game last year. So I
agree with you on that level. I don't think anybody predicted them on this panel to win that game, but did we expect it to be that ugly, that bad? I think that's kind of the part maybe we're kind of like taken back by, or at least I am. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad.
No, on all levels, like it was. I agree with that. Right. But, once again, we can't put there's no reason to start firing coaches
Oh
and
yeah, I agree with that.
I mean that's just way down. I mean, like I said, do I think that we do need to make some adjustments? Do I think that there's the scheme wise needs to be changed? Of course. Like I said, I think that Philbin and Brendan Carroll need to get on the same page about the O-line. If it's a Brendan Carroll thing and he's taking over the line, that's fine. But Philbin should have some input on that as to, hey, this is what I did last year. I think that Philbin and Chip Kelly, because you could see Chip was pretty frustrated in the booth yesterday too. And the more I saw him frustrated, the more it made me believe that something's not clicking somewhere.
I mean, he does know that camera is running live the entire time. They're just waiting to cut to him, right? And he's sitting there like moping and pouting, like, dude, if you don't believe in what you're doing, how are we going to sit here and believe? In what
So
you're
something didn't click yesterday that he was seeing or didn't. And once again, so that's an internal thing that obviously we don't know about. But I mean, just as they kept going to him and seeing him and Joe Philbin sit next to each other, and Philbin getting upset and Chip, like you said, moping and pouting and having these looks on his faces, tells me there's a disconnect somewhere, and that needs to get worked out like immediately. So hopefully,
real quick here. Just go back to the chat real quick. What's up, Alpha and Omega Forever? Sub fam, birthday is on Sunday. Happy early birthday to you. Thanks for tuning in. We got some other comments in here. We can get to them in a little bit, Omar, if you want to go ahead.
Well, and I was going to say, too, Chip has got to help out Geno. Just like I was saying what we can do for the run game, we got to help Geno out, because how many times he's going to do 5-step drops? How many times where he's trying to hold the ball so long? You need to give him some short throws, a lot of them. I need to see some dink and dunk in this offense, man, to help the O-line out and Geno. So...
All right, we got Scotty backstage. We're going to add him to the madness. What's good, Scotty?
What's up?
There he is.
What's going on? Hey, yeah, so I've been listening, to you guys. I mean, I couldn't agree more with everything that's being said right here. One of the things, Arthur, you touched on, Philbin. He's got to come in. He's got to come in. He's a good coach.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Replace the ex-coach's son at physical whatever, Gruden's son, and put your son now in his spot. I don't give a damn what you do with them.
By the way, how many ex-coaches' sons are the Raiders employing? Is Antonio Pierce's son still there? Because we know Deuce is there. Like, how many sons have coaches just be getting hired to get their sons jobs, and then they leave, and then we stuck with the sons? Like, what's going on here?
The nepotism is real.
Yes.
I did an application the other day. I said, hey, I'm a son of the Raiders. Does that count? I can do something here. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think everybody will agree. That offensive line, it's gotta be moved. Something's gotta happen there, man. At this point right now, guys, I know everybody wants to fire Geno. Everybody wants to fire Genty. Everybody wants to fire Chip.
Yeah.
No. You know what? Let's move JPJ to center.
Yes.
And let's get those guards. And now, Arthur, you brought up a point. You don't understand why JPJ isn't at center. I think I have an answer to that. And I think the answer is because that center and that either left or right guard can double team somebody, and JPJ can cover one guy by himself. I think that's the only logical answer to this at this point. And that's why he's not being moved over to center. Because at center, he'd be double teaming somebody, most likely, a lot of the times. But at guard, he'd be one-on-one with people.
Right.
And I think that might be the only again, I don't know.
Sure.
I'm just trying to make some logic out of it. But it doesn't make any damn sense to have JPJ at guard. That's stupid.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Yeah. I think a lot of it is because Meredith can't play guard. And they're trying to
really play center very well either. So.
Right. But they're trying to, we're going to have our best players out there one way or the other. But dude, that shit's not working, bro.
Listen,
what I mean? Let Meredith back up Kappa until you can get a replacement for both of them. Shit.
We have Charles Grant sitting on the bench.
Thank you. Yes.
Give him a shot, man.
Yes.
What? It can get worse?
Right.
Give him a shot.
100%. Yes. I was going to bring that up. Yes.
It's early in the season. You know what I'm saying? Do it now so he can get his reps in, so he can
Yes.
get, you know, his NFL speed back up. Do something though, man. But you know, I really hope for the Raiders' sake and for Pete Carroll's legacy sake. I said that for Pete Carroll's legacy's sake, I hope he puts the Raiders in front of family, because this is a job and something's got to be done there. And that offensive line is horrid.
Yes.
Come on now. Look,
It's bad.
yeah, we gave up 2 touchdowns on special teams. I got you. But we were in the game against the Chargers, but that offensive line.
Yep.
We had opportunities this Sunday, but that offensive line. So something's got to be done there, man. You know, okay. When do you run two touchdowns back on special teams? Come on, man. That never happens.
Question for the panel here. Alpha and Omega forever. Trade deadline is coming. What should we do?
Yeah, well, you know, it's, you know, we got to try to pay somebody. I'm not sure right now what the salary cap is, but you better spend that damn money. Man, you wasting people's primes. Mark Davis, Spy Tech, Pete Carroll, you wasting people's primes. You know, and so it's not. You got to do so. Geno's running for his life back there. I'm sorry, guys. I know you. I told you about Geno. Blah blah blah. Nah, hold on. The jury's still out for me, man. The jury's still out. Come on.
Well, for the money aspect of it, the Raiders have approximately $48 million in available salary cap space.
Okay.
So they've got some spending money. And then as far as Geno goes, I haven't followed this man's career, so I don't know at how he plays or played or whatever. Yes, the O-line is bad, but he does not move at all. You said he's running for his life. He's standing still, waiting to get hit. I didn't see him run at all.
Listen, if Genty, it was 53. What Omar was saying, he was right. It was 53% of the plays that Genty is getting touched behind the line of scrimmage. If Genty's getting touched, you think Geno ain't?
That pocket is collapsing around him.
It's collapsing around
I've
him.
seen Geno stumbling over a lineman. I mean, it's just bad.
And in the game against the Chargers, he was over here picking the ball. He was over here getting the ball. He was down here getting the ball. Come on, man. The most basic thing about football is hiking the damn ball and getting it in the quarterback's hand. We got to do that cleanly. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Meredith got to get the hell out of there. Period. Blank. Yeah. You know, you got to put JPJ on there, and whoever's at guard, we just got to deal with it. But we got draft picks sitting on the bench.
Yes.
Give him a shot. It can't get worse.
You drafted him in the 3rd round. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that was 2 3rd-round draft picks you took on offensive linemen. Like,
that is 100%.
Where are we at with them?
Yes. What are you going to do? Decline?
Right.
Come on. Give them a shot. Let them get the reps in. One of them might be good.
Yeah.
Both of them might be good. But you can't get worse at this point. They were teeing off on him, man. They were teeing off on the offensive line. It was pathetic. It was pathetic.
Yep.
I mean, I was saying they were, going. It looked like they weren't even getting blocked. Yeah. I mean, I was saying shedding block is not even what I was seeing, because it just looked like a block didn't even take place sometimes. I was like, what the hell? Are they just watching a guy go blow right past them? I mean, literally, I was sitting there like in shock on some plays.
Kurt Warner, not only did we make Mariota look great, Kurt Warner looked like a Pro Bowler, and he's past his damn prime. Stop it. Stop it. Let's stop it, man. And I get it. And Omar, you're right. The missed tackles, the horrible angles. You're absolutely right. But damn, if we get some offense going, it changes their defense.
Yes.
Get some offense going. They got to change their plans up. They just throwing at will. What did I say last week, Spicy? What's his name? Herbert was sitting back there in a damn lazy boy chair, just chilling, throwing the damn ball. You know,
those motherfuckers had the nerve to have 2 tight ends on. And I'm like, wait a minute, they got like 3rd-tier tight ends, but they got both of them out there helping keep Herbert clean. We got, to me, the class right here, and no, we're one at a time. We're not letting them help. 100%. I mean, dude, It's
percent.
Well, and I
crazy.
don't think you'll see that 2 tight end set anytime soon because we hope Michael Mayer
Uh,
gets well, but
Right.
he suffered a
concussion.
major injury
Major.
leading to a concussion. He can tell when he was walking out of the field, he didn't want help off the field. He was trying to do it on his own, but he did not look like he knew where he was. And I think he might be out for a little while. So we might have to wait to see that 2 tight end set that you're wishing
Even
for.
our third string tight end is
Right.
decent. So I'll still be yelling, "Hey, 2 tight end sets, please," because
Yep.
even the third string guy is not bad at all.
Look, that's why we got them. We use draft picks on these, good draft picks on these guys. That's why we got them. Let's use them. If we got to run, if we got to go back to an 11 personnel, that's fine. If we can run a 12 personnel, let's do it.
All right, y'all, we have somebody backstage that's going to join us here, and we'd love to hear his input. Rafa, what's good? Thanks for joining us.
There you go. What's everybody?
What's up?
Boy, what's happening?
What's going on?
The mic is hot.
Man,
Take
it's
the
been a
mic. It's all
long-
yours. What are your thoughts on yesterday's
It's
performance?
been a long time, but I just wanted to ban it out that I'm not gonna break anything about the TV because right now we're in the middle of the disaster because we have no passion at all. We have no pocket pressure. I don't know what the actual F is doing. Geno Smith, the wide receiver room. I mean, this is not going to get fixed in a year, and they had to pay all the personal mistakes for prior years. And after all the positions out there, the offensive O-line is the most difficult to build within because first and foremost, you have 5 persons on the field, and one weak link can make the entire line look very bad. And second, because success in college doesn't have always translated the pro game. Plenty of mediocre first-round picks and all of the here can handle pro competition or just being mediocre at the trap pick level. In my opinion, I think if we can build that line mostly on the third, 5 round because of the quality players, you have been factory in backups because if you can have something to improve, I mean, there's only had to do because we cannot be good teams because we just can't be bad teams. That needs to happen right now because we need improvement sooner or later. And I understand why Jackson Powers-Johnson didn't get to start when he was now 100% healthy. And why is Raheem Mostert being inactive in the game and is able to pass block? Or to do something that we're strategy for the roster that is falling so far because I figured it out. It's going to be really rough for the first season of rebuild. But the online is terrible. It is hurting the whole game, which has made the offense one-dimensional, running for the life, throwing double coverage. The defense is better than the offense, but the coverage breakdowns, allowing big plays and poor tackling, is hurting the team. I respect Pete Carroll, but they need to get in the ass right now and work it together because we need more discipline because this is not about like back in the season 2024. It's about time because we need more discipline. We need more improvement and we need to say, hey, you got to wake up, get your ass in there and let's get back to work.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say more. I think, they're like Herbert last week. They threw that bomb touchdown. If we had an offense that was keeping up with these teams, they wouldn't be so willing to take those type of shots. Part of it right there.
Right.
They'd be a little bit more conservative because they know we could bounce back. But the Washington and San Diego that we just played the last 2 weeks, they're teeing off on us because they know we don't have an offense. Yep. And that's bad. They're laughing at us at this point.
And they're both really good teams, as Angela mentioned earlier. Spicy, I'm sorry. And it takes offenses generally a little bit longer to develop than a defense. So, yeah, you're right. They know that, Pete's starting out. Here's his first couple of games. Take it to him. You know what I mean? I would. You know what I'm saying? Harbaugh. I mean, what? Harbaugh's had 3 division games and won all 3 this season.
Right.
Yeah.
you know, in a row. So that
That's
lets
an
you know where the
incredible
Chargers
start,
are,
right?
right? That
That's
lets
in
you know where
three
the
division
Chargers
games
are.
and won them all. That's an incredible
Right?
start to a season.
And we already knew about, you know, about Washington. We saw that last season with them, you know. But somebody in the chats put up, you know, made a really good point. We still have a lot of cap space. Did we invest enough in the O-line?
Nope.
You know,
Right.
last offseason, not this offseason, but the offseason before last, we made a big splash with Christian Wilkinson to help the D-line. We had money, and I can't remember if there was anybody out there that we could have picked up, but was that something that we may be looking back on and saying, yeah, we may have made a mistake and let a few guys who were out there go to another team, and they should have came here, and we had the money to spend but didn't, and we ended up with Kappa and I believe Meredith or whatever. You know what I mean? I know we drafted I know we picked up Kappa. I can't remember when we picked up Meredith though.
Here's another point. You know, we're overlooking the fact that we have a brand new everything.
Every year we have a brand new everything.
We're expecting immediate results. If it was another team and you said, oh, well, they have a new this and new this and new this and new that, you wouldn't expect them to be doing that much either. So I think we also overlook that because we have expectations. Again, last week, the theme of the show, Spicy, was manage your expectations.
Right. I think we're gonna have to do that all season. And like Arthur touched on earlier, this was a good team that the Raiders lost to.
Right.
This is actually the last two games that the Raiders lost to were good teams. You know, and like I said, I just don't think we thought it was going to be this bad. So the issues are obvious, though, right? The issues are obvious. They just have to figure out how to fix them. Whether there does need to be some sort of personnel change. I'm not saying, you know, let's go fire everybody or anything like that, but there's got to be some movement. If it's not working, you've got to try some different things, especially with the offensive line.
Yeah. And
100%.
You know, they better play calling. I mean, right now there are plays we all know that you can call that will help that O-line.
100%.
One of them has the ball coming out of Geno's hands a lot faster.
Yes.
You know, let him dink and dunk a little bit to set up the deep pass. You know what I mean? Put in an extra tight end and run the ball.
Right.
Or run your play action out of a 2 tight end set because now you'll have 2 tight ends right there for quick, you know what I mean, for hot reads. I mean, to me, like not seeing that type of stuff, it has me really looking at the coach like, come on, Chip, you can do better than that.
If you're gonna run what we have right now, Geno needs to be in the damn shotgun every damn play.
Yes,
because he's getting stuck on. You know, he's hearing footsteps every time he touches the ball. As soon as he touches the ball. So if you're not going to make the changes on the O-line, well then run it that way. But at the end of the day, again, and we touched on this last week, that O-line's got to be fixed. The interior O-line's got to be fixed.
Yes.
Period and point blank. There's no way around it. There's no way around it.
So what is the fix to that? Do we have an answer? Does anyone have an opinion or a thought on how that gets fixed? I mean, we talked about moving JPJ back to center. Many getting Meredith out of there altogether and or moving him to guard. But besides those two things, because I'm not sure that's going to be enough, to be honest. What else?
Put in the rookie.
I agree. You got to see where Grant or Rogers is at.
Yep.
Or both.
Rogers too.
Yeah, Rogers and Grant both need to they need to start maybe running with the ones in practice and seeing if they can hold their water. And if they can, get one of them in there at guard. Guard.
If they can't, what do you do?
They need to change.
All you do is develop him. If he gets his ass kicked, he's either going to make it or he's going to break it. But you haven't lost nothing yet.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Once again, you drafted them in the 3rd round for a reason.
Yeah.
And the last thing, because I just wanted to tell you, because I just wanted to see, like, honestly, if they're going to stick to Jordan Meredith and center, they need to flip Jackson Powers-Johnson and Parham, because Parham has always sucked at left guard and has been solid to good at right guard. And Jackson Powers-Johnson played left guard last year, and they look good. Because I hope we get a better week, because if it doesn't, he can't even worse like the offensive line was against the Chargers. But we need to put him at center and put Grant at guard because it might be rough, but I think it's gonna be really better at long run just doing it.
I mean, what's the worst Grant can do? Let a defensive lineman get by him?
Yeah, right. We've seen that.
I mean,
I could do that.
Give up what? How many pressures? 12 pressures or whatever the hell.
Oh man,
Some insane amount of pressures.
Come on now. I mean, what's the worst?
Wow, what can I tell you? Okay, so I just wanted to tell you, thanks for having me. Right now, I'm gonna watch some football, film study, and I just wanted to tell one thing. Just like in the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. And this is the Raider Nation. So love it or hate it, because we're bleeding silver and black.
Right.
Let's go, Captain.
Preach, my friend. Preach. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All we can do is try to stay positive, right?
Yeah. And I hope before we go, we're all excited that, hey, next week we play the Bears.
Yeah.
We got a chance now. We got a chance again. At home.
I don't know, Omar.
You looked good yesterday.
Yeah, this time Monday I could be fussing.
All right, we got the resident AOC super fan backstage. So let's see what she has to say, because I'm sure she's going to be coming for Geno.
Here we go.
What's good, April?
Put your seatbelt on. Let's go.
Hello. No,
Hello.
yeah.
Hey, bro.
Oh.
By the way, I love that sweatshirt.
Thank
Hey,
you. This was my very
You're
first sweatshirt that I bought in Oakland for my very first Raider game back in 1990.
Don't date yourself. Don't date yourself.
7. Yeah, it was a long time.
She already did
It
when
was
she did
against.
19.
I think it was 98. It was
Right?
against the Green Bay
19.
Packers in a
She already went
As soon as
back
you put a
to last
19 in front of it, you know it's dating.
1998 preseason game against the Green Bay Packers. I remember that game. It was fun. I was freezing, and the guy I was with made me buy this because I wore shorts and a tank top like an idiot in Oakland.
But you
anyways.
were cute though. But you were cute though.
I was fucking cute. You absolutely better believe it.
That's all that matters.
I'm so sad. I don't want to say I told you so. I'm sorry. I can only give it 3 games. It's too much for me. I sit there and I'm just like, I watch the game and I don't know even what to like. I don't know how to feel, how to think. I just don't know. I mean, I think our game against New England, we look promising? Sure. You know, I'm like, okay, I'll give him a chance, whatever. You know, he put up a touchdown. Great, whatever. That game against the Chargers at home, wow, that was embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. And I told Scotty, I had a conversation with Scotty, and I said, Scotty, this game against Washington and Daniel's not playing, I said, we're about to make Marcus Mariota look like a fucking superstar. And what happened? That's exactly what we did. I'm not blaming the whole O-line for this. I'm sorry. Our defense still looks like shit. It still looks like shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of blame. I think there's a lot of blame, especially with this game, right? There was coaching issues, there were O-line issues. I thought there were play calling issues on both sides. Special teams, Omar, that one was huge. Right out of the gate. Special team
right out of the gate, right?
Yes.
Why do we gotta start games off with the other team making a big play?
Right.
Against the Chargers, it was an interception. Here it was a freaking big run back to the red zone.
I don't understand why Geno he's forced the ball. I can't tell you how many times. I think 4 interceptions in 3 games is still a lot. He should have like 16. Every throw, I cringe when he'd throw it. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna get intercepted or picked off, or it just doesn't I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he is the quarterback right now, but it's ugly in there.
Yeah, I think we have to stick with him though, because there's no really other alternative. I mean,
no, I get it. I get that.
Who do we have at this point?
I don't need cliff notes for that one, but I just think I just don't think he's a good fit. I don't know. He's thrown a couple great balls, great, but it's just not consistent to me. And us going back home against the Bears. I mean, against the Bears. I don't know about all that.
But here's something, and I right now I'm not. This is just a question. Should our receivers be getting more open? I was seeing some games, that we were playing other, when we're playing, and I see that their offense out, and I see some of their guys getting wide open. I'm like, Why aren't our guys getting wide open like that?
Hold on. If I can address that. How open can a wide receiver get in 1.37
Thank you. Yep, absolutely. When you have defenders living in your backfield and your quarterback.
So you're saying our DBs are that bad, huh?
I'm saying that are basically we have people living in our backfield. We have defenders living in our backfield, and our quarterback doesn't have time to look for an open receiver because he's trying to scramble around.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's part. You know what though? But Chip Kelly wasn't. I don't feel he adjusted very well. Yeah, they were trying to give. I felt like they were trying to force the ball to Ginty, like this time around, because he did get more. He did have more plays, but that poor kid. Oh my God, he cannot get past the line of scrimmage half the time. And I get it; it's part of the O line, but some of the plays, the O line actually stepped up, and there was room for Geno to move and throw, and he just. I don't know what was happening. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand it.
Because one thing I think I've consistently seen out of Geno, and I got to give him this, is that when our guys have been open, they've gotten the ball.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at us against the Patriots, man, I mean, that Tre Tucker, go to Bowers, and you see a lot of them, except for that one that he threw into traffic against to Bowers that got intercepted, though. You saw a lot of balls being thrown right there on the money. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it just disappeared the last 2 games where it just looked like nobody was open. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. It's a big, they're talking about the interceptions, but right now, and I guess I am kind of defending him, is that I think he's kind of, he is forcing a little bit, but I'm looking at, what else was out there? You know what I mean? You got shit to the left and shit to the right. I'm just going to try to throw it to shit to the right. But it was on both, on both reads.
I have to agree with Omar. I have to agree with Omar on this. I even gave Minshew a chance in the first game,
right?
Because our O line wasn't shit. I even gave him a chance, and I couldn't stand that pickup. I couldn't stand Minshew, but I couldn't blame him in those first games either because that O line. Remember, Colton Miller wasn't up to. We knew Colton Miller wasn't up to par, and he gave up sacks, and it was horrible. And at this point, yes, Geno does share some of the responsibility,
of course.
But the majority of the responsibility, I think, has to lie on that offensive line.
100%.
Just can't. Again, there's responsibility to be shared, but the majority goes to that offensive line.
Yep.
Right. And I mean, it's easy to be upset at interceptions if we were, if the game was competitive and we were in it and then he still threw one. But you got to think, when we're down, he can't just throw it away. That ain't going to help us when we got to make a play. Or, we're going to lose if he throw it away, or we're going to lose if he throws an interception. Hell, go for it. I'd rather him lose falling forward and throw that interception than throw it away. And all of a sudden now the defense, which we know hasn't been stopping anybody, you know what I mean? Just lets the opponent run up the score more. So need a lot more time.
Is it safe to play devil's advocate and say that the O-line sucked when AOC was back there?
Yes.
Because I'm sorry, there were plenty of games where AOC put up points. There are plenty of games where AOC can scramble just like Geno. I see a lot of that. I see similarities between him and Geno. So I'm like, okay, but everybody wants to bash on, AOC. Well, he's this, he's that. Well, I'm not seeing nothing. I mean, I'm not seeing anything clearer than anybody else is seeing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I mean, I get it. We're not going to see AOC, I'm sure, this season, but give the fucking kid a chance. Everybody wants to give Geno a chance, but if it's the O line, then say it's the O line. Don't say it's AOC, because AOC he didn't have an O line to play with. He really didn't. A couple of the games he did, but that was last year. So I'm just saying.
Last year we started the season and our O-line was bad. I mean,
yes.
Colton Miller,
100%.
He came back from that injury. He was getting beat to death at the beginning.
He was a straight turnstile.
And that's why I say this season is kind of starting that same way. No particular to Colton Miller or anything, but just in general with Meredith, like we were saying, JPJ being at right guard, our O-line, and I'm hoping that they gel a hell of a lot sooner, or we shuffle it and get JPJ back in center, as we all feel, bring out the rookie, let them guys gel, because you know what? If you got some veterans that ain't, if you're playing the Bears and they still looking bad, please make a change. You know what I mean? If they should make a change right now, if you ask me, especially
This
because
is-
we're playing the Bears.
This is an interesting stat from Sharif here, and I didn't know this, but he said the Seahawks had the 29th ranked O-line last year, and Geno still went 10-7. So that's kind of interesting.
Okay. Okay. If
That's a good sign. That's
I
hope.
don't know that to be true, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give you your argument. But if that's true, well, then let Geno sit back there and make the adjustments he's got to make, because obviously he made some adjustments to go 10-7 with the 29th ranked O-line.
Right.
So let him do what he's got to do. But again, we can help him out a little bit by putting JPJ at center and those right guards. Well, you put whatever the hell you want to put in there. I say give the rookies a chance.
Agreed.
And for that too, though, you got to have our defense is going to have to play better. If our O line doesn't improve, our defense damn sure better.
Weren't you guys saying on one of the shows that JPJ got pulled out of center because he wasn't up to par, and that's why they moved him to right guard? And then he went into diva status. Yeah. He went to diva status and got really pissed off. And behind the scenes, I swear it was you guys that said it. Maybe it wasn't, but that's what I heard. Like behind the scenes, he was like acting like, "Oh well, I'm a center. I don't want to play guard," type of thing.
I've heard that as well, but I don't think we said it on this show. But I have heard that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have heard that though, and I did hear there was some conflict with him and Max, and there were some other locker room issues with him. Now I don't know that weighed on why he moved positions or not, because if there's a conflict, there's a conflict, and he's still in there. But yeah, I don't think that came from us.
Yeah, no, I did see that story, but no, it did not come from us, April. But I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's true or not, but I did hear about that. We'll see. I hope it's not true.
I just got to stop drinking and pay more attention. Sorry. I wasn't saying you said it, but I heard it and I thought, well, you guys are pretty much the only show that I watched. And I'm like, was it them, or where did I see that? Where did I hear that? Okay, that's cool. I don't know. All I know is breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart.
What's the fix, April? You tell us. What needs to change?
There's a lot. It's not. I don't feel like the O-line needs to change, but I still have problems with our secondary.
Well, absolutely.
It's been like that forever, and I'm like, why we've got to. Patrick Graham's got to adjust. He's got to do something. I mean, we do have some games where we're great, but I don't think we had any interceptions last week. We didn't have any interceptions on Sunday. We didn't do anything. So I'm just like, when are we adjusted in the New England game? We did not adjust at the home opener. We did not adjust this weekend. It looked like the home opener, those boys look lost. There was a play where the defense, I don't even think, knew what they were doing. And I'm like, and my daughter and I are looking at each other like, what is happening with this team right now? This is crazy.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about no adjustments on defense? In any of the games?
Well, not on the first game. I'm talking about like the second game and the third game. Even the second game against the Chargers, the home opener. I thought it started to change, but then like in the fourth quarter, Geno threw that interception in the end zone. And twice in my lifetime have I ever shut the TV off, and that was one of them. I'm like, I'm done. I can't watch this anymore.
The home opener though, they only gave up 3 points in the second half.
Correct.
I understand.
So there were some defensive adjustments made. It was just Geno kept throwing the ball to the defense and kept putting our defense on the field. But I don't think the defense could have played any better in the second half than they did. They only gave up 3 points, and that's with 2 turnovers.
And the other thing is the defense gave us the ball back against the Chargers 3 times at the end of the game, and we didn't do nothing with it.
Right. There was still a chance to win that game late, that Charger game late.
Yes.
We just couldn't do anything offensively.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have shut the TV off.
No.
Damn it.
All right, April. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, girl. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining the madness.
Bye, you guys. Have a great day.
Right, April.
All right, we have about 6 minutes here. If anyone else is in the chat that wants to join us, we've got a couple minutes. If you want to weigh in on yesterday's abysmal performance, I just like saying that word now because we didn't make it our drinking game. And if you're playing along with us, you know what to do. There's a lot of new people here in the chat that I haven't seen on the show before, so thank you all for joining us. Remember, light that torch, hit that like button. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe, or you can join to become a paid member of the show, like our friend Travis, who supported us for so many years now. Guys, any final thoughts?
Yeah. Hey, bounce back game.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna be 2 and you heard it here first. We're gonna be 2-2.
Have to be, right?
After week 4.
I think that every aspect, we've talked about it, has to be challenged this week. Defensively, special teams, the O-line, defensive secondary, defensive line, like everybody's got to be challenged this week. It's gut check time. It really is.
Yep. Tackle. Come on, defense. Tackle. Seriously. Special teams. Tackle.
Yes. Yeah.
Special teams, right? Good Lord.
Hold on, guys. It's my mom's first time on YouTube, and it's her birthday today. Shout out.
Hey, Mom.
Happy birthday.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Happy birthday.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, we do have to get better. I kind of hope that the 2 last ass whoopings that we just took fire somebody up.
Yes.
Say, hey man, you got to get better. You gotta we gotta do more. I saw a quote, something to that effect from Carol. Everything that's on Facebook, everything's AI and everything's all whatever. I don't know if it's real or not, but he was saying something to the effect of we got to get this done. Look, we got the Bears, man. Let's not make Caleb Williams look like number 1 pick, please, because he's not.
No.
To begin with, but at the end of the day, I take that 41 points that Washington put up with a grain of salt, because I don't know the stat, but when was the last time special teams put up 2 touchdowns like that?
Right.
So I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt, But at the end of the day, we did hang in there with the Chargers, even though it looks ugly. We had a chance. We have something. I don't think you throw the baby out with the bathwater at this point. So I'm still on a positive note with this team. Let's come on, guys. Let's put it together, Raiders. Let's put it together, man. Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Definitely.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We appreciate you, Rafa, for appearing with us on camera here, for joining the mic. April, we always appreciate you joining the mic as well. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. And Arthur, thank you for joining us for the entirety of the show. We always appreciate having you on here, my friend.
100%.
And we go out one way and only one way.
Ray.
Ray.